All right, guys, I was taking a look at an old vid earlier in the year Kurt Warner did on the breakdown of CJ Stroud. And just to let you know, his offensive coordinator is Ryan Slowik and has done a heck of a job in a simplified West Coast offense, a simplified pro spread, pro style, which is number one based on timing. There's three elements: space, time, team. Okay, pro style really maximizes team because you have the best football players in the world, and they max that. And they max timing because these best football players in the world are older and better than the ones in college and have a far better chance of executing it to a high degree. And that's what timing's about. So you have team, that's talent. You have timing, that's a lot to do with execution. Then you have space, and that's all the scheme designs that you have. And in college, you have more of that because they don't want to rely as much on the execution and talent portion of it. But in the end of the day, the best way to give the option ideal, to give your guys options, is to do all three. And we're seeing that with DeBoer, which you'll see in the championship game. People think his stuff's air raid. They're not sure. Then they think it's pro style. It's his own style, but it's option style, really. It maximizes everything in the game, in the modern pass game and the modern power game, the modern spread and the modern power spread. As far as guys like Slowik and McDaniel at the Dolphins, coming from the Shanahan line, and Shanahan's incredible what he's done with his dad's original West Coast power. He had a power West Coast offense. He had a lot of power to the Bill Walsh style, and Bill Walsh got it from Sid Gilman, Coryell on one side, Walsh on the other. Two different styles, but the same idea of timing. And it was all about timing. And the Kurt Warner played under March, who comes from the Coryell style. And so it's not as quite as a horizontal spread. It has more of a mix of both vertical and horizontal and power from the running back. You got to get your runs in there. Bill Walsh was almost leaning towards, look, we can just run by dumping it to the running backs. That's when the air raid really blew up with Mike Leach, where you almost don't run at all. It's just bubble screens. Okay, so this is a whole dissertation for another day. For this video, I just want to show how Warner's breakdown here is fantastic. His stuff's good. But but it's interesting. His concepts are from a time when he's not thinking air raid. He's not thinking space. So let me just show you what I mean. These guys are running routes, okay? This is all timing. He's got to sit it down here in a hook, hitch, a nod and go, boom. And he takes off down the middle, okay? And the primary, what I talked about in the title, the primary read would be this guy, especially with these two middle of the field open, because there's two safeties here. As Warner's showing, they're going out. So when you have this, this is going to be, this is all a read oriented. This is your primary read, and then you have secondary reads, okay? What you want to do for these guys, especially a rookie quarterback or for college guys, make it as simple as possible. Not everybody's a Tom Brady here. You'd be lucky to get somebody like that who can make such quick reads and have progressions and get to his third and fourth reads and stuff like that. And especially with the incredible athletes today and the incredible stuff the defenses are doing today. It was even burning guys like Roethlisberger and Brady at the end. You've got to be quick on all this. Even the stances of the quarterbacks are changing. Their steps, it's a much wider base, and the ball's ready to come out. Guys are throwing it quicker. The releases, they're all like Dan Marino now. Dan Marino was ahead of his time with his incredible release. Now, and Dan Fouts as well for the Chargers under Coryell. But now it's like everybody's starting to do this, like wide base, whip the ball out quickly, because you have to. But what you can really do to help your guys is go primary. What are primaries? Really, because when you're going here, you could make anything the primary read. I mean, it's pretty obvious it should be the primary, but you could make anything the primary. So what are your primaries? That begins your decision making. That begins your option. And also, are these guys running a specific routes and that's it? Or do they have the flexibility to find grass? Now, when you do that, Sid Gilman, as far as I know, I talked to a guy, I used to talk to a coach all the time, Bill Mountjoy, who knew Sid Gilman really well and used to look at film with him. After Sid retired, he still just wanted to watch film all the time. He said Sid hated that option stuff because he's like, he blows all the timing, which is true. It's a delicate balance. That's what makes DeBoer, that's the genius of DeBoer. It's this balance of all these concepts in a simple way and executable to make it easy for his players. That's what Slowik's trying to do here. He really wants, and the same with McDaniel, with Tua. The goal is that the primary comes open. The goal is one read, boom, the ball's out. And you see that the whole film thing here. It's almost always the primary, which is, that's the ultimate goal. But my wondering here is, I know McDaniel does some of this air raid stuff, and they're looking for grass. That's why sometimes you'll see receivers bang into each other, and then the commentators are like, what's going on there? Romo and these guys, Herbstreit, I don't understand what's happening. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. It's just when you are looking for grass, it's like guys in the pickup game. That's where the run and shoot came from. Tiger Ellison saw a pickup game in the backfield somewhere and said, "Oh my God, I'm going to go for that. I'm bringing back the fun to the game. I'm bringing back that improv style." But when you do that, you can have a big mess ups too. When you go pure timing, the mess up is, what if none of that's work? What if the defense calls it out, and then you're in trouble? Whereas scramble drills and air raid, looking for grass, even if the defense has the right defense scheme, it can still get open. So you pick your poison. It's always risk reward. That's what this is all about. And if you can balance we're in the age of flexible now, not just aggressive, which we've been doing for 100 years, not just variety, which has come in the last couple decades, but flexible, aggressive, flexible variety. You're trying to find flexibility here, and it's a delicate art thing. It's like art, trying to find it. So these guys are Slowik, McDaniel. They're trying to find this stuff, and as you can see here, as we let it run, I'm looking at these receivers here, okay? Are these definite routes, or do they have options on it? Can they look for the grass out here? Well, in this this might actually be verticals. Verticals and the air raid are like, if the guy's up on you tight, you go deep. But like if you look, you have two safeties deep, plus this guy's off. This guy's on him more, but no, you would sit it down. So they're sitting it down. Now the question is, are they sitting it down because that's the route design, or are they sitting it down because there's no reason that you wouldn't go deep? The option would be to sit it down. So there it is. That's where the grass kind of is, right there. But if they were really looking for grass, you might do a corner route out here. So, okay. So anyways, and how much option do they have? How much flexibility? How much freedom do they have? In this case, it might be actual route design, and that's purely it. It's pure and simple. But the cool thing is, look what's going on. Stroud gets that ball out quick. His line's not holding too well there, but it doesn't matter because look at the primary. The primary is busting open because it's just a great route design. It's set up, and the primary works. This guy jumps, boom, whoops, and he's open. And Stroud, so that makes Stroud a great passer. You're like, what? Yeah, it makes Stroud a great passer. He knows exactly where he's going. The decision making. Make it easy for these guys, executable. Give them easy decisions. And that's why Tua looks so great. And that's why Penix looks so great. And it's not the only reason. These guys are talented too, and they're also good minds, football minds. And any coach, DeBoer, McDaniel, Slowik, would want to hit me, actually, punch me. Because they would say, how dare you put down my player? Don't put down my player. That's great. They should be defending their player. And yes, because if you get a guy with a good mind and a good talent, it makes your job so much easier, So yeah, no, I'm not taking away from the players. I'm just trying to show the other side of it. Because everybody sees the players. Penix, oh my God. Tua, oh my God. Stroud, oh my God. We've got that going on so much. I'm just trying to show you what these coaches are doing to set this up for these guys. That's what I'm trying to show. All right. So this is an RPO. Okay. He could hand it off, but this guy blitzed. So you wouldn't do that. And look, he's in trouble right here. Again, bad blocking. Look at this guy on the ground. Okay. We're getting away with, again, this is a Joe Moore award-winning offensive line. Again, I'm being sarcastic, but the Washington offensive line isn't the greatest offensive line in college football. It's good. It's not great. And they have weakness at the guard spots. And that's all I'm going to say. This is not good blocking right here. You got to be able to understand that. Okay, number one. You have to understand something about what defenses are doing too, but for the sake of length, I'll try to keep that down. I'll show that in a minute, but right here, this is just a man-on-man right here, okay? So, it's because we have a blitz. So these guys got these guys man-on-man. You can see it also in the motion. This guy's following this guy. That's part of that stuff Gilman started long ago, and everybody uses now in the pro style. You send out motions. DeBoer uses it a lot too. You find out. Now he knows it's man-on-man. He sees a guy coming. There's no doubt what the read is here. There is no doubt. You pull and you throw immediately. And look at this, off his back foot. See, Gilman wouldn't like all this. Gilman loved timing. He loved the footwork had to be right. But we're meshing air raid now. Air raid's about space. So this isn't. It's kind of. This isn't really. It's college style. I don't know how else to say it exactly. It's power spread because we're mixing in power. We're mixing in spread. It's not all about the timing here exactly. There's some timing involved though. There is some timing because it's a blend. But the footwork's all off. Who cares? Get that ball out. This guy's coming open, and we've got troubles. And that's what he does. So it sometimes isn't supposed to look all pretty. Though I love Gilman's ideal. I would love it if it looked pretty too. I would love, when I first started watching football, Jim Brown, I wasn't live right then, but I mean, I would look at old highlights even as a kid. I loved that old stuff. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be perfect if you could just hold the ball all game, run the ball all game, eat up all the clock. The other team never gets the ball, and you win, 3-0, 7-0. That was the old style. If that's possible, then let's go. Let's do it. It's not. It's a joke, and it's getting more and more of a joke the further we evolve into the game of football. So you've got to do all these elements because you have a team over an opponent. So you've got to do all this stuff. You can't just, so that's part of this too. Okay. What do we have here? This could be where you have to know the coverage. Steelers run a lot of cover 6, and there it is. This is cover 6, yeah. Because, yeah. Well, no, it's not. No, they do a lot of cover 3 too. This is actually going cover 3. This guy's offset a bit. The safety actually came all the way up. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, there we go. This is where we're messing around with primary. Like this could be 1, then 2, then 3. This could be the read progression. I think this is the primary right now, and that's where he goes right away. Stroud's looking. He's looking at the safeties. He's looking at everybody. His primary is open right away in the little nod. So it depends. Is your primary from deep to short? Is it wide to the middle inside out? There's all different ways you can do this. But I think the big deal is I think McDaniel and Slowik are fooling around with primaries. They're fooling around with who the primary is. And the goal is that the primary gets open. Obviously, that's one way to defeat all this. Your first read is open, period. That helps everyone, and that's what we have here. It's a little, I forget what you call in and out here by this guy. It doesn't matter. People call it different things. Doesn't matter what it's called. But the point is, there it is, yeah. And it's open right away. Because look, this guy's open too. So this tells me this was the primary, and he hits the primary. If you keep it that simple, again, risk reward. I mean, you're giving up stuff. Look, this guy's open, okay, but who cares? Got it out because in the end of the day, when you do this over and over and over, he's not getting sacked. Not because he's a Joe Moore award-winning offensive line, because he's getting rid of the ball. It's a lot to do with the Dolphins too. Get rid of the ball. Okay, get rid of the ball. DeBoer, get rid of the ball. That's Washington. And another thing, you're going to see some max protect here. There's a couple of different ways of doing these things. Either quick game. This is a screw up. This is a little play. A lot of play action comes into this too, and he just screws this up. He got rid of This is where Gilman would have a heart attack, because his footwork's so messed up. It just happened. He did it too fast. Guys coming on him. But it's part of the game, and I still love it, scramble drill, get it out. You should have got it out a second sooner, get it up higher, whatever. The footwork's okay, boom. Let's get down here. But yeah, get the ball out. So now we have again motion. We're checking what's going on. It's obviously zone. Nobody's following this guy. And we've got 2 guys. It's a 1-2 personnel, and we're gonna have a max protect. Oh no, we have 2 chips here. Sorry about that. But there's all different. DeBoer does 6-man protect, 7-man protect, sometimes 8-man protect, and you only have 2 guys going out in the route. The other times, nobody protect, 5 guys out, and all eligibles out in the pattern, and empty set, whatever. And that's a quick game. Then you got to go quick. But he's always doing things to help his offensive line. He's always doing things to help his players. But anyways, in this one, again, let's see what the design is. Yeah, I love this. No one's even going out. Well, I guess these guys go out late. Sometimes Slowik won't sell anybody out on one side. Just everybody's on the one side. Great. Floods and all this stuff. This is air raid style. This is really maxing the space. But it's still got it's from a West Coast offense base. So is McDaniel. So it's mostly about the timing. Let's see what we have here. Oh, yeah. So you're just reading this guy right here. And I'm sorry, this guy. This guy, I really believe because what they're going into is a 6. This is 6. This guy's sitting down here. This is cover 2 over here. This is cover 4 here. This guy will go back in quarters with this guy. And yeah, he's about to come on this guy if he crosses too much, so he needs to sit right there. Again, that's space more than it is a route design, exactly. But it's a route design, but then, make sure don't come across here. I think this guy just honestly screwed up. I think he should have had that guy. So anyways, but it's tricky. The design is tricky because you've got this guy coming in and he's worried about it and he has his eyes all mixed up. You want to get their eyes off. Again, you want to set up it that it's going to be the primary. You want to set this up. It's all about we got to get to that primary. If we can get the primary almost every 70% of the time, we're rocking. It's going to help all the young quarterbacks. It's going to help anyone. It's going to help against these complicated defense with blitz pressures and coverage pressure, mixed coverage, mixed pressure. Anyway, what do we have here? Is this cover 6 again? No, this looks like almost offset cover 3. Yeah, this is offset 3. So this guy comes all the way down. So this guy's staying to the wide side to where the receivers are. And again, I don't know if this is one I want to look at. Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, again, his primary is covered. They're all going back deep. And right away, you don't have to know every little thing. As a quarterback, you don't have time for that. You just see, we've got deep coverage here. We got 3, and these guys are laying down and it looks like a matchup style zone. But they're going to, they're laying down back here. Look at this guy's just easy pickings right here. It's easy to say from the camera. It's easy to say from sitting in a chair here. It's a lot harder on that field. But Warner points that out. Yeah, you just pop it down here, man. But look at it. He finds his guy, and he has time. This time, good blocking by the line. Well, this is where we had the max protect. Yeah, see? Because when I say good blocking by the Texans line, I'm like, okay, something's going on here. What do we got? Well, we got 6-man protect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tight end. One of the tight ends stays in. What do we got? Who's the tight end here? Oh, on this side. Okay, good. All right, so 6-man protect. We've got 4 out in the pass. Actually, a chip. 6-man protect with a chip, and then a guy's out. See? So that makes it easy. So he has a lot of time to sit back there, and he doesn't want to go here wisely. I get it. Everybody's looking there. I don't know why he just forgot about this guy. But in the end of the day, maybe a wise choice because I don't know he gets as much as this pass down here. It's debatable. So Stroud is this guy. And because he was staring so long over here, and like Warner points out, might have been doing that on purpose to pull this guy off. This guy left his matchup a little bit. He should have been jumping on this guy right here. And he just started to, the NFL will do that more. The college guys try really hard to stay in there, and they have enough trouble, the college guys, to do their thing. The NFL guys are so good at what they do, they start to stray. But anyways, okay. College guys stray by accident. NFL guys stray on purpose. Either way, straying can be a bad thing. Oh, wow. This guy broke it off, too. Oh, wow. Well, that guy screwed up all the way. He strayed, then he came back, and he missed a tackle, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, I love this. Another style of RPO that's very West Coast offense-oriented. This is so cool. Under center. Not even getting to, you're making the read pre-snap almost. But you have to, it's post-snap as well. So are we going to go back and hand it off here? Yeah, because you can see the run blocking here. So it is. No, he sees this guy coming. He's already expecting that. These guys are sitting in a cover 3 behind it off the blitz. Wide open. Boom. Look at that. Easy decisions, making it so easy for your quarterback. And, unfortunately, I have to dumb this down or I'll be sitting here for hours. And, one of these, I'll try to keep it in the off season going to try to explain more. I dumb it down so much and then it becomes like, what are you even saying? But, okay. Again, you got to understand. Okay, here we go. This looks like this looks like it would be a Tampa 2-ish kind of thing where the linebacker goes into the middle hole area and you got cover 2 behind it, but really it's going to be a 2 with a hole guy, so it's almost 3. But I'm not sure if it's Tampa 7. What am I talking about? What is cover 7? All right, so let me get this come out all the way. Okay. So cover 7 is when all 7 guys are linked together based on the pattern, and they're all hooked together, tied together. That's the Saban thing that he did. That's where you get these cloud corners everybody loves to talk about. Cloud corner wasn't necessarily the original cover two. The original cover two is this guy has a half a field, this guy has a half a field, that's the shell. These guys are all underneath defenders in the zone. And this guy, the cornerbacks are down here like this, okay? Cover seven is, no, we're all linked together. So these guys sit in a cloud. They could go back and cover that helped the floods. When you had floods, a short guy on the sideline, a middle guy, and a wide guy, a corner. And this guy could sit here, or even just two guys, a corner and a short, shallow guy. So this cornerback's in a cloud. He's ready on technique-wise, the way he's technique. I'm not going to get into that. But he can race back to here, or he can come up to here. And still, these guys have the fields, but they're not getting burned in these little holes. What Saban was trying to do was make a match coverage which could eliminate getting burned and all that stuff. And really cover everything. So for this whole thing, we've got I don't know if it's like what I call a Tampa 7. I think because this might be just a pure cover 7. Think about it. They're having max protect here again. If you go back to this guy's a tight end. He doesn't go out. Okay, there you go. If he went out in the flat, look at this guy, flat, and this guy's what, a curl. Or where is he? Yeah, curl. But who knows if he would have been corner? It looks like it's a pure pattern. But in the air raid, he would race out to here maybe. But it looks like it's just pure West Coast offensive back. But either way, max protect, 6-man. So if this guy went out in the flat over here, I'm beginning to wonder if this guy gets him, and this guy stays in his cloud, and then this guy has the middle. He's trying to leverage in the middle of the field, and it forms a diamond. You see that a lot in the cover 7. The whole point was cover 7 really takes care of 4 over 3 on the 3 wide receiver side and 3 over 2 on the 2 wide receiver side. So cover 7. Because no one's out here in the flat, this guy's deepening. But again, I don't know if it's more like a Tampa 7 and he's really going into the hole here. So either it looks like it could be that. And that covers what happens in the Tampa 7. You've got a lot more depth on so you totally have shut down the deep stuff, but it leaves holes in the short stuff, especially on the boundary on the short side, on the left wide receiver side. So here you just have 2 wide receivers, but look at that, 2 guys over here, actually 3 over 2, and these guys are open everywhere. So it maybe is the Tampa 7, and boom, this guy's trying to play a cloud. He really has to race over to this guy. This guy has to race to this guy. He's scrambling because there's a breakdown. Even with 6-man protect, there's a breakdown. Stroud starts to scramble. He starts to come up. He's racing to this guy. It's a mess. So this guy, if it's air raid style, it's good that he would sit here, but it just might be the route design. Again, it's primary. And the primary, I think it might not be primary. The primary might, let me see where Stroud's looking. He's looking at the safeties, and he is looking over here. So it might be secondary. And I think that's what Warner said. Yeah, I think it's primary right here. Okay. And I would almost like to say this, and I don't know if these guys are trying to describe it like this, but primary 1, primary 2, these are secondary. Secondary 1, 2. You can start breaking it up like that. You can break the reads any way you want. I don't know what they're doing, but I love it. Primary, boom, jump off. And the reason I would break it like that is because the concept. It's all about concept. I'm thinking more simply now. Primary 1, 2, secondary, boom, boom. Instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I don't want Tom Brady because Tom Brady's hard to come by. I want primary, secondary, boom. Read 1, read 2, not 1, 2, 3, 4. As a concept, it's in their heads. And look what happens here. Quick scramble. Boom! This is a mess over here. Got it. Boom. Now I know. Again, and I know this is taking forever, this video, and I'm actually racing through this. I mean, there's so much more detail to all this. And yeah, I'd like to ask Tomlin, what kind of coverage exactly was that? What you were trying to do? Tomlin's great at defense. I don't want to talk about his ideas on offense, but on defense he's fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. So again, racing to the next play. What do we have here? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Look at this. What do we got? 2 tight ends again. This is a pro condensed set spread. And look at them. Both are chipping. Both tight ends are chipping. Another thing you can do besides max protect. So you chip. A lot of things going on to help that offensive line look better than it is. And then you have, and now, what do you have, like a flood over here a bit? Yep, here it is. Here's what I'm talking about. This is what that cover 7 was supposed to take care of. Check it out. Yep. Yeah, Kurt's writing it out. Look at that. There it is. There's the flood. Look at that. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Of course, that's your read over there. That's a nice simple read. And then we don't even have to put anybody out over here if you want to do a max protect. Why? He's a young guy. He's not getting over to this. Forget it. Let's just keep him simple. Let's get this primary. We got a primary. I don't know what the what about the whole thing's a primary? Or how about these two guys are primary 1, this is primary 2. But whatever, we don't even going to go to secondary. We're just going primary. Boom. This guy's, look how easy, how quick this is. Look, if you can't read this, you got problems. You can't be in the NFL as a quarterback. I'm just saying, okay? And again, and Stroud maybe isn't, let's see his footwork here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not going back to the drop. Forget it. Let's see what after the drop. Yeah, good stuff. Hitch. He might have been looking corner. This guy's dropping off. Let's see what we got here. But the problem is this isn't cover 7, see? He's not clouding. This is actually cover 6. I think this guy's supposed to come up here. I'm sorry. This guy's playing cover 2, I'm sorry. And this guy's playing up cover 2 corner. It's a pure cover 2 corner, not the cloud. And this guy's got a deep quarter, and this guy's got a deep quarter. This is 6, look. Yeah, look. See? Short zone, deep quarter, half. But he's just racing because there's nobody over here. So again, the NFL style. This is NFL. I'm not going to stay over here in my country. This is called country zone, where we're going to just stay like in this half and never move. No way, man. This is match football, man. This is matchup. Either matchup or pattern match, but this is a matchup. So I'm not going to sit over here wasting time and wasting a body. I'm getting into the play. Okay, so here he comes. But this is quarters over here. So that leaves a big void right here. Because this guy's racing back deep because of this dude. He's not playing cloud in like cover 7. See, he's racing back deep. So before you say, what's this guy doing? He's doing quarters over here on this side. And that leaves this guy wide open. A flood is great against anything like cover 2 or quarters. Cover 7 is supposed to take care of the flood. The last time we saw that would have been good if that doing the 7 here. So, okay. A lot of times when you say two middle of the field open, 2 safeties, and these guys on TV are saying cover 2, dude, it's just call it middle of the field open. That they would save themselves a lot of agony by saying that. And when you're saying double teams, just call it brackets. Okay, it's all assignment oriented. There's no pure double teams anymore. There hasn't been for a long time, for a while. I guess maybe with Romo there was back in his time. But yeah, no, just call it brackets. Now you save yourself. Call this middle of the field open if you want, but even this isn't quite open because this guy's leaving his territory. But whatever, it's supposed to be. So 2 can be a 2. It could be, and it's usually a matchup, not a country 2. It can be quarters. It could be pure cover 4 these days. They're even adding some pure cover 4. It could be 7. It could be 6. Okay, this happens to be 6. So, but it's the primary, man. This is easy reads. This is good stuff. Making it easy for Stroud. Make it easy for a guy, and then look at his talent shine. Give him a lot of credit too. I'm not taking away from Stroud. Not taking away. People always think I'm taking away from the players. Just trying to point out things people don't really seem to see or something. And then people don't watch stuff all day either, so. Okay, I don't know what this is. Pretty obvious what the primary is here. And guess what? He's going to the primary. Let's see how Kurt draws it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love this. This is such a West Coast. This is almost, and I love what DeBoer will just do special play designs for the actual game day. For game day. We have a couple special plays for game day. I think McDaniel's doing that for Hill and for whatever, and Slowik's definitely doing it here. I feel like we've got Shanahan's an amazing. I call him WCPST. People are like, what are you talking about? West Coast offense with power spread involved, but West Coast offense based, and the T formation. What T formation? Yeah, modern T. Clark Shaughnessy, 1940s. I did a post on that a couple years ago. It's so all the motion, all the misdirection. That's so Shaughnessy from the day. He does it so much. Shanahan, it almost looked like Shaughnessy stuff back in the day, which is incredible. So that's what I call him. He's unusual. Then you have guy comes off of him, McDaniel, who's all the way to like what I call a PSWC, because it's almost more power spread than it is West Coast at this point. But it's still almost West. It's still West Coast offense based, but I'm just pushing the boundaries, and I'm calling it PSWC. But I almost want to call it plus. PSWC plus, because there's so much, like, I'm seeing guys looking for grass, like air raid is. It's wild. And then Slowik's something in between. So I'll just call him PSWC without the plus. He's like in between, but he's, the big thing about power spread is, like the name sounds, power spread. Okay? Simple. Super simple. That's what I love about this. It's about being simple for your players. As simple as you can be. West Coast offense inherently is just not simple, man. It just isn't. It's a lot of reading, but they're getting more simple. They're getting more and more simple about it, and it's just, that's the brilliance, man. E equals MC squared. Brilliant, simple. Okay. So yeah, you just have a little, I don't know, if you cast a little flood again. I love it. You're just really, it's not a balanced spread, so it's not as much West Coast. It's a little bit balanced. See, so there's still that West Coast. See, the way it goes is the spread is spread before the snap across the field. West Coast offense is spread after the snap. So it's more condensed and it spreads out. And you want to see balance. But when you start flooding stuff like this and overdoing it, it's extreme. And that to me is more air raid-ish because you're exploiting space. But this is primary, man. Again, primary 1, 2, primary 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Primary 1 can count both these guys. Primary 2 right down here. Well, the last time he went to this guy on this side, remember? This time he's going deep. And then, of course, what did Kurt say? Great pass, great footwork. Let's watch his footwork. I'm going to watch the footwork this time. Give it to me. Come on. Where we at? Let's go. All right, here we go. Boom. I got to do my own stuff. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's just say the footwork was good. The timing was good. He was kind of off his back foot again. I think he's used to getting people in his face. And he's starting to get a little, that can end up burning you a little bit. But still throws a great pass. I mean, down the road, we'll see. That's why some of these guys are so good. And all of a sudden, why aren't they as good this year? Some bad habits develop when you've got guys in your face all the time. But CJ's really good at throwing without his feet exactly where they need to be. I mean, honestly, I'm sorry, Sid Gilman. I know what you're saying, and the beauty of his stuff is beautiful. But I need to get to the Sid Gilman Library in Cincinnati still. I've been told that for years, and I need to go there and study more. But I'm just okay with it, whatever your footwork is. If you throw a pass like this, good enough. So I don't know. And that's it. So I don't know. I hope this isn't a big discombobulated video. I did my best to try to throw it out. I need more off season. I need to break stuff down. DeBoer is going to be a ridiculous off season study. But I hope you guys are getting a little something out of this.